Hi guys, it's Denise with Create Your Future. Thanks for joining me for today's video. Today I'm going to share a client success story with you and we'll talk a little bit about that before we get started. However, I have an exciting announcement. I am going to be doing some group coaching classes. So we're going to do this once a month. It's going to be limited to 3 attendees plus myself, and they're 60-minute classes. They will be on a specific topic each time, which is explained in the link in the description box below. This first one is going to be on reacting. So I'm going to open the session or the class with 15 minutes or less of me explaining everything about reacting, what it is, what you're doing when you're doing it, what you're creating when you're reacting, and how to stop. And then the remaining time, which will be at least 15 minutes per attendee or more, will be split up, and you guys will get to ask questions related to your specific situation, questions that you have about the topic. So this is a really cool opportunity to get, that little bit of coaching if you haven't wanted to sign up for a coaching class because you didn't think maybe you had enough questions for a full hour of coaching, or you were just hesitant to pull the trigger. You just wanted to learn a little bit more about this topic or the topics that we'll be doing. Or if you only had a few questions. And keep in mind that since it is on a specific topic, it's more than likely that the answers to the other attendees' questions will be very relevant to you and your journey. So yeah, it should be really fun. I'm going to keep my camera on through the whole thing, but it's optional for the attendees. You guys don't have to keep your camera on if you're not comfortable. You can just join through the audio and cut the camera, but it's going to be confidential, motivational, supportive. It's going to be really fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So again, check out the link in the description below for that and the upcoming ones. And also check out the links for coaching or for the courses that we've been putting out. There's some really awesome ones there. And I guess that's it. We'll just get on into this. So I'm just going to read this story directly, and forgive the glare, but I do need my glasses while I read this. Alrighty, so she says, hello, my SP was someone I had met online in November and we hit it off instantly. He treated me like a queen, he loved my kid, and everything was going amazingly. My fears started creeping in the beginning of December, and he broke up with me on my birthday, December 31st. I left his house with my kid and went home and cried for 3 days. I spent the next few days binge watching Create Your Future and applying techniques and my mental diet. I carried a notebook around with me where every negative thought I had, I wrote down the opposite to help keep me from spiraling in the negative mindset. I had an appointment with Denise, and everything just fell into place after talking with her. She gave me affirmations and helped me understand everyone is you pushed out, and even affirmations focused on my S key, such as I am secure, confident, and safe, and I'm good enough to have everything I want. Moving forward with this advice, I started noticing my SP was texting me a lot more, and he would hang out with me every 2 weeks or so. It was progress and strengthened my confidence in manifesting. We even went through moments when I would spiral and react to my 3D, and he would tell me to move on. This is where persistence is key. I kept affirming, and he would come over about once a week and call me each night while we played video games together. He mentioned his sister was getting married on February 13th, and he was excited. After our phone call ended that night, I started affirming that he would invite me to the wedding. We hung out a few days later, and he asked me if I wanted to be his +1 to his sister's wedding. At the wedding, he was showing me off to his family and friends, and they all loved me as I affirmed, and we all got along great. I booked another session with Denise to have her opinion on some small things I wanted to work on in my manifesting, such as my SP wanting to spend more time together each week and my dog being potty trained. I can confidently say that with the affirmations from Denise, my SP is hanging out with me more, and my puppy has not had an accident in the house since. Yay, pup, way to go. My biggest tip is even when you don't see progress, keep persisting. I had moments when I was spiraling, screaming into a pillow and crying, and I still manifested what I wanted. I kept affirming during those moments that this is my old reality and I'm forcing it out. And I went through the affirmations I had written down. Every day there's more progress, and while I still have moments of doubt and negative thoughts, I hop right back on to keeping my mental diet in check, and I instantly feel better knowing that what I am affirming will happen. All right, so there we go. Persistence is key. That's really what I wanted to highlight about this story, is that she didn't give up. She kept persisting. She didn't let the fact that her reality wasn't showing her everything that she wanted. She didn't let that overpower her to keep creating more of it, right? So remember, you guys, that like every time reality shows you anything, whatever it's showing you is just your old manifestation. It's just your old thoughts. It's something you've already created. And if you continue to react to it and respond to it and look at it, you're going to perpetuate more and keep creating it over and over again, right? So it's okay to react. Like, we all react. We're all human. We are sitting here in this 3D experience, being human, feeling feelings. Like, the whole reason we want things is because they feel good when they happen, and we get a feeling from it, and we want that relief and that excitement and that joy. And so obviously, to the contrary, when things happen the way we don't want them to, we feel disappointed and we feel sad or we feel frustrated. And that's normal, and it's acceptable, and it's okay, and it's a part of it. The question is, how long are you sitting in those feelings? How long and how frequently are you revisiting them? That's where the practice gets put into place. You have to apply practicing to shorten the length of time that you sit in the crying or the frustration or the screaming or the disappointment or the doubt or the fear, shortening the length of time that you spend there, and lengthening the time in between, as far as like how often you go there and visit these places. Like, it's never going to go away. There's never going to be zero reaction or zero feeling when something negative happens. But if you keep practicing getting out of it sooner today than you did yesterday, and then practice pushing it off a little further, like not going into it yet, like just keep practicing these new feelings and highlighting like what you want to start affirming for are these keywords of like confidence, belief, faith, persistence, even determination. Things like, I'm knowing that my reality is conforming to my thoughts. I'm certain that my reality is conforming to my thoughts. Find the ways that you communicate. Find the words, like your language, what speaks to you, what has you go, oh, I get that. That resonates with me. And say these things to yourself that way. But, this is what you want to focus on, is like belief, confidence, faith, determination, persistence, optimism, positive aspects, gratitude. These are all keywords that you want to start practicing feeling more and more. And again, when you create affirmations, make sure they speak to you, make sure they're natural, make sure they're how you speak to yourself, and slow down when you're thinking them. Slow down, really, really contemplate it, really think it as you're thinking it. Let it be, let it sit with you. And just don't give up, because even when reality looks like it's not conforming or not catching up or not responding to your thoughts, it always is. And if you start looking at it as though it's not, you're going to create that it takes longer before it starts to shift, okay? Because you have a thought, then you create the reality. It's like throwing a ball, right? I have a ball in my hand and I keep throwing it into left field. But as I'm doing it, I'm like, I want this to go into right field. I want this to go into right field. Why does it keep going into left field? Because I keep throwing it over there. I have to deliberately make the choice to throw it in the new direction. You have, like, the ball is your thoughts, the field is the reality. If you keep having your thoughts about the reality you've already manifested, if you keep affirming for what is happening now, you're just going to keep that ball in left field. You're going to keep creating more of what's happening now. And if that's not what you want, then you have to start affirming for what you want to happen next, where you want that ball to go. You have to start throwing those thoughts into right field and just like get on board and just start where you can from where you're at and practice it. Try to be better at it today than you were yesterday. Try to be better at it this afternoon than you were this morning. Just, just try to walk up this ladder of getting yourself to the place where eventually it becomes so much easier. Like, we're talking minutes. I have minutes of anxiety or worry or fear, and those minutes even are so far and few between. But I'm in a completely different place than I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like completely different as far as my state of being and how I deal with things and how I'm thinking about what's happening in my life. So you will get there too. And I mean, it's just a process. It's about working through the stuff. And, you know, you guys know this, but you're not learning how to manifest. You were born to manifest. It's just like your heart beating, the blood through your body, or breathing. You never had to learn how to do those things. They're just happening. They just are. It just is. Same thing with manifesting. It just is. It just is. You're learning how to reprogram the thoughts that you're having. That's it. You're learning how to have new thoughts, how to reprogram your brain, rewire your brain, think more positively about the thing that you want, and mostly just not think negatively about the thing that you want, right? So that's all you're doing. You're all masterful, amazing manifestors. We were born to do this. We can't stop doing it. We never had to learn how. Just learning how to do the part that how to control the vehicle through which we manifest. That's what you're doing. So get on top of that mental diet. Don't give up, even if you're having a hard time, even if you're feeling emotional about it, even if reality doesn't look like it's conforming. Please don't ever identify it as such. Continue to say, like, reality is responding to my thoughts. It is catching up. Things are shifting. I do see the evidence. Like, remember, you have to say it preemptively before it shows up. If you're talking about what has already shown up, you're going to keep creating what has already shown up. So we got to put that cart before the horse, and we want to start talking about it before. I just realized I had my glasses on this whole time, so sorry about the glare. But that's my video for today. So celebrating that success story, congratulations, that's awesome. And then a little bit of motivation for those of you out there that are still looking for your success or are seeing it come in pieces. Please don't give up. Just keep going. I promise it gets easier. You get over that hump and it becomes smooth sailing. It really, really does. And you're all amazing and wonderful. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you for checking out the links in the description. And that's it. I'm excited to do table talk. So, alrighty, thanks guys. Bye.